had a realization that we did solve a new clue. We've gotten all the pieces out of there, I think. I think we have. Maybe I'm wrong on that. But we didn't get any closer to finding the microchips. Even though in his letter, Randolph said that to find the other microchips, we would need to find a new clue. So I'm not really sure what's up with that. The hovel, the shelter, the root cellar. We'll go with the shelter here. We get ourselves a gem, and we can start an experiment right away. So I'm not really sure, what we're supposed to do for those microchips then. I'll log into the network here. It'll take a little bit. Now, I do have some very exciting, well, potentially exciting news. I think I may have figured out, and it seems really obvious now, so I'm pretty sure I have. I may have figured out the solution to that padlock that's underground. So we have, it's a padlock with 4 characters, I'll say. The first 3 things rotate around and they are letters. The last one is mostly letters, but then it also has an 8. Now we found, I'll just set up the experiment here. Each time you eat an apple, whenever you drop to a shop room, whenever you drop to a hallway, add 1 gold to allowance. We'll take that one because it's a permanent effect. And then we'll just say whenever you eat an apple. Sure. Okay. So it's like 3 letters and then one that's mostly letters, but there is an 8 on there. And we found a note in the mailroom that said safe code D8. So I was thinking, okay, that might be related, right? D8. And then we found this, the paintings, right? They spell out a thing about 8 dates, unlock 8 crates or something like that. I don't remember what the words were. Hold on. Let's actually bring that up because I don't remember. 8 dates, crack 8 safes. That makes more sense. So that made me think, okay, well, dates, right? So they use the 8 as just the word 8, right? Or a suffix, I guess, on D. So date might be what that was indicating. We could take the mailroom here. I think I'm going to go with the drawing room instead, though. Oh, by the way, we now have the rook, so we can re-roll the corner rooms. So we're definitely aiming for corner rooms on this one. So that doesn't, well, that's not what we want, so we can redraw. It's interesting that this seems to overwrite the drawing rooms redraw. The boudoir, the vault. Nope, that's not what we want. All right, still not what we want. Maybe it's not possible. There you go, breakfast nook or the pantry. We'll take the breakfast nook here. A key and morning room are more useful to us. In fact, I think I'm just going to have a look at this northern room just in case it's a morning room. It is not. We could take a secret passage here. I'm going to put a secret passage down, but we're not going to walk through it just yet. I don't really know what we want. Also, I didn't pick up the allowance. That's okay. We'll head back to the entrance hall. I'll peek through here. Corridor, commissary. I think we'll take a corridor here as well. A little bit strange, but let's do it that way. Oh, I could have done the drawing. Oops. We're in the drawing room. I could have re-rolled. Anyways, so 8 was used as, I think, as more of a suffix than a number. So date. That makes sense. Now, all right. Where am I going with all this? Down below ground, we have that padlock. And we get to that padlock by doing a certain action with a large gear set piece. We have to rotate the large gear. Huh? So if that padlock, the last option, the 4th option is an 8, we could put ROT on the first 3 and we would get the word rotate. So I'm pretty excited about that as being a potential answer. Let's take the vault here. But in order to get there, we have to get the boiler room down so we can unlock that red door. I think I'm onto it. I think that's probably the answer. Very exciting. Oh yeah, and I also want to find a coat check, get the master key, and check whether we can unlock any vault things with the master key. The dining room, the hallway, and the bedroom closet. I think we'll put the hallway down. We have a lot of hallways so far. Or just, yeah, hallway type rooms. I could take that. We know we're going for a corner room here, so let's look here first. Conservatory. Nope, we'll redraw. The rook is pretty good for this. There's the laboratory, which we do not need. The parlor, the pantry. Yeah, we'll take the pantry. I don't have enough gems to draft the office, and I don't want to pass up the opportunity to just take one of the things we need. The veranda, we don't have the gems for, unfortunately. I could put a pantry down. We could put a dining room. I think I'd rather do the dining room here. Yeah. We got a lunchbox. So yeah, so rotate, that's an exciting option. I need to keep an eye out for an ashen swan, because the clock tower clue does say something along those lines. I'm going to take the observatory here because we tend to get good bonuses for gems with it. We need gems. Okay. I don't think Draxus of the Dead is here, so there you go. Talking of gems, we just got 6. The Twins, the Step, Slice, Farmer's Apple, Southern Cross. So if we can find some apples, that would be good, because we get more allowance, and they give us 5 food each. The morning room, turning the wrong way. These are dead ends anyways. We can't rotate the morning room with the floor plan thing. I think we'll just take it. Whatever. We get some gems. Good enough for me. Oh, and a coupon book. The coupon book might be one of the weakest items we can get, because over an entire day it probably gives us like 6 coins. It's not very good. There's the boiler room. I wanted that. So we could rotate this just to get an additional doorway. I don't think it matters. Let's just place it. Or do we place the workshop? No, let's place the boiler room. There we go. And it's attached to the foundation, so we have a quick shortcut to get down. I am going to place power. What would we even want if we were to have powered rooms? We don't need the laboratory. Oh, we have the shelter. So if we did have the laboratory, I wanted to test whether we would unlock all the doors. Let's give that a try. I'll set this to go right and activate. And then we can turn this valve to open that door. And let's see what we get. The dark room, the archives, and the weight room. I regret. I guess we can take the dark room here. I'm not a fan of these. Yeah. Okay, we'll put the dark room down. But I'm not going to bother walking into it just now. First, we're going downstairs. Also, we don't have much in the way of items. We have a treasure map. That's funny. Okay, left side of the house. There we go. So now that red box is powered, we can go to the foundation. That's not the foundation. Here we go. And let's head on down. I guess one thing is that even if I'm right on this, we're just getting a red letter, really, is what it comes down to at the end of the day. So it's not the most exciting thing, but it's another red letter, which is, you know, important. Also, it'd make me feel good about having solved it. It was funny, like the realization, I was thinking about it, maybe this is TMI, but I was thinking about it while I was in the shower this morning. and I don't know. It was just like, I wasn't even thinking about this in particular. I was trying to figure out the clock tower stuff. Think that one through. And then it just sort of like something, the word rotate just popped into my mind. And I was like, oh, wait a second. But the clock tower one is really stumping me. I don't know where to go with that. Also, I needed to rotate this a little bit more. Because the black tower talks about an ashen swan. And there were some other things too. Yeah. I'm trying to think, have we seen any black swans? I know the little swan on the desk that talks about an ashen swan, that's actually like a gray swan, so... Yeah, are there other gray swans throughout the house? Or is it just talking about that one? We need to place it so that that's facing south. That seems a little strange, though, that we'd have to go down from the top. Unless that's the whole puzzle, is that you need to go through the antechamber in order to place the clock tower southward? Maybe that's what it is. Here, let's, there's no R? Okay, good. There's no R, I would have been a little bit sad. It's the gallery all over again. No, there's no T. No, I thought this was the answer. I was so excited, man. Rollate, rotate. Hang on. We rotated it. Oh, that wasn't the answer. Roate, rocate, robate, romate, roiate, rosate. Oh, man. I was sure that was it. Okay, well, I guess we didn't get it then. Oh yeah, there's a blueprint there. That's pretty exciting. I would like to get access to that. Okay, hang on. Hang on. Could it be like MAR 8, March 8? Something like that? Because it is dates, right? So what about, okay, 8th month would be August. AUG 8? Is that an option? No, it's not. So we have M. We have J for January. Okay, you know what? Maybe we could just try all the months then. There's no J for January. Is there an F? There's no F for February. There's an M for March. Let's start with March then. MAR in theory. Oh wait. Yeah. No. Is there no R? Okay, well that makes this easy. Oh, May 8th. Oh, okay. Well, that works, I guess. All right, we're kind of going with the guess and check thing. I don't feel like I'm solving these. Was there a clue for May 8th here, or did I just have to figure? I mean, I guess okay. May is a 3-letter word. That's pretty obvious, actually. Well, there you go. Letter number 1. May 8th. Dear Baron Sinclair, to begin, my name is Worth Loud. My father used to work for your father, the Right Honorable Baron Thomas Sinclair, between the years of 1915 and 1918. The former having died last month, at the advanced old age of 89, may he sleep in soot and ash. He left behind his widow, 7 children and 30-odd grandchildren. I write to you today, however, not to inform you of these family affairs of little consequence, but to tell you a little bit about my father. Worth Loud, did he write the notes that we found throughout the tunnels? Maybe. He lived his life towering above us in solemn silence, like many members of his and your father's generation. He never spoke of the work he did in the mountains of Reddington, or the famous estate in which he was stationed. He never spoke of the Baron. Not once. I tell you this only to relate that he never betrayed the confidence your father placed in him. The secrets he kept for your family he took with him underground. His elderly comrades and colleagues from his old mining outfit proved, however, to be not nearly as discreet and considered with their words. During the wake, fueled by a seemingly endless supply of spirits, these venerable gentlemen embarked on a journey down memory lane, recounting as much of the good old days as they could dredge up. While such reminiscences might typically be dismissed as the fanciful ramblings of age, the volume and specificity of their accounts had a certain credence to their words. Now, me, I am not a presumptive man. I don't presume these stories to be true. I don't presume your house is host to secrets of this magnitude. Yet, I find myself irresistibly drawn to the idea of sharing these tales, true or not. They seem, after all, stories worthy of being heard. I wonder if my current abundance of idle time fuels this urge. Perhaps I have too much time on my hands. Perhaps if one were to engage me in some worthwhile and profitable enterprise, my eagerness to pass the time by telling stories would be curbed. I eagerly await a response from your lordship, Mr. Worth Loud. What a piece of work this guy is. Everybody wants to blackmail Mr. Herbert. We're not blind to the irony of blackmailing you for a blackmail letter, and we're not proud to join the endless procession of those who would have knocked on your mailbox looking for a handout. Particularly so when our methods lack the refined sophistication and class that this author so effortlessly wields. Okay, so the red letters are things that, I guess, embarrass Mr. Sinclair? Herbert Sinclair here? Interesting. Well, there you go. 4 minutes log. So I guess this was the guy. I knew what we were looking at as soon as we uncovered the first spire, but it wasn't until the first floor plan was unearthed that most of the crew realized what ruins we were exhuming. The border was the same pitch as the sunless cavern we found it in, a dark trimmed floor plan of ill-fated Orindia. We had found an authentic black print. The sooner we seal this site up, the better for us all. What's wrong with the black prints? I'm gonna add it to my drafting pool, sure. The treasure trove, plus 5 money for each time you have drafted the treasure trove. Haha. That's pretty cool. That's pretty neat. I don't know if that's any good for us now. We don't need the money, but maybe if I'd found myself down here way back. Is that the treasure trove there? That is a cool looking place. Wow. Can we go there? Huh. This is some crazy castle. You know what's kind of funny is everybody takes it in stride that we can draft rooms. That's just a part of this world, is that they draft rooms to build their buildings. I love that. There's, what is it? Like, fantasy is 90% fiction and 10% nonfiction. And then sci-fi is 90% nonfiction and 10% fiction, or something like that. And this falls under that sci-fi heading, where it's mostly very realistic. You talking about food and steps and stuff like that. It all falls into, like, you know, it can be connected to real world rules, but then this whole drafting rooms thing makes no sense. If you go into one of these sanctums, or one of these, sanctum rooms here, this whole thing could be made in real life. That's very believable. That's non-fiction. But then the drafting rooms, no, there's no way somebody could make that. I say that, and then who knows, maybe 200, 300 years from now, we've got some insane technology that springs a room out of a box. It could happen, I guess. Why did I want to look at this? Orinda Ares. Oh, because I was curious. So we see here, this is the Orinda Ares sigil. This does not match the one in the clock tower. Hang on, we're gonna have a look for that. If I go, well, here, I'll bring up the picture first. So here's the picture. It shows the Orinda Ares sigil. But there's a different one, which might take me a little bit to find now, because it wasn't in the same spot. Or was it? No, it wasn't. Hang on. There it is. Okay, so I was wondering whether that there was the Orinda Ares sigil, and apparently it is not. Because if we... Oh, sorry, you can't see it because I opened it as a different picture. My bad. Okay, close that. There we go. So that there is not the Orinda Ares sigil. We compare the two. So who is that then? I don't think we've seen that one. If we look at the color though... Okay, hold on. Let's bring up the book. I'm going to do a little bit of puzzling right now. This might be a big clue for our riddle. I hadn't thought to look further into that until recently when I was like, I should go check the sigil. Okay, here's the borders. Unfortunately, I can only show you one picture at a time, but you'll just have to trust me. So the borders are lined, so that's violet, and violet is Iraja. I don't think we've encountered Iraja yet, but that might be a clue as to Iraja's stuff. So the flowers there. Let's look for those flowers here. Show you this now. There we go. So violet there is the one that was on that little thing. So violet would be for Iraja, and then flowers would be poetic. That makes sense. Okay. So then I wonder what the point of that is. If we bring up our notepad, we'll go to realms. If I can find it. There we go. Iraja, purple, poetic. It didn't tell us anything about the transportation, which is what I had a question about. This was me guessing at what it would be before I knew what the options were. Purple, poetic, railway. Also, I don't know anything about the weather. Oh, wait a second. Did that little thing actually show something about the weather on it? It should have shown the rays, right? Nope, no rays. Okay. Okay. So be it. Well, once we get the Araja thing... I don't know, I think that was probably just a clue for Araja. It probably doesn't... Does it have something to do with the clock tower puzzle? Oh, man. I have no idea. Well, we finally figured out that padlock there. That's really satisfying. It wasn't rotate. I was so excited for that. But, hey, you know what? We got it anyway. May 8th. It was a date. So, the clue about the dates is interesting because so far we've guessed 2 of them. May 8th, the only hint I can think of towards it being May is that we had 3 letters to put in, so that's actually really obvious in retrospect. But the one in the office, I think, was March the Count, and so I just guessed numbers and it happened to be 3. I don't know that we had any kind of clue on that one. I guess, oh yeah, I think March the count being that March is the 3rd month, maybe. That's pretty like, I don't know about obscure, but like, that's not an obvious thing. Oh wait, am I supposed to go up towards the entrance? Okay, the foundation, that's what we went down for. Yeah, sure, let's go through the corridor here. We have a passage. So then the other ones, like the drawing room. The clues have generally been self-contained. So like that May 8th, we didn't find any clues elsewhere for it. I think it was just literally what fits on the padlock. Which means there should be a clue in the drawing room for the drawing room safe. What other safes have we not come across yet? They said there were 8 safes, right? 8 dates crack 8 safes. Secret passage is also a passage for us to take. The Mount Holly gift shop, the library, and the utility closet. I think we'll just take the library here. We already have access everywhere else. Technically, we have access through the Great Hall, but I'm down to no keys because I just spent them. Hey, an apple! We increased our allowance and gained 5 steps. The rotunda, the vestibule, and the archives. I don't want any of these. Oh, man. This is awful. Alright, we're going to redraw because those are all negatives for us. The gallery. Okay. I have a guess to make. I think Rebus. So this picture here. The genuine, veritable. Actual objective, I don't know what's going on with that. But eyes on the horizon. So these are all part word, part picture, and that's referred to as a rebus, I believe the word is. I'm actually just going to Google that because it was a couple days ago that I looked up what the term would be. So rebus. Yeah, picture puzzle representing words, syllables, etc. Okay, cool. So we're going to try and spell rebuses because that is the plural of rebus, and that picture is a bunch of rebuses. Oh, no, go back. All right, I can't right click to go back. We just have to click through a cycle here. There a B? Uh-oh. Oh, man. Okay. There's no B. It's not rebuses. Ah, the letters fit, though. Actual objective. Like, okay. Are arrows prevalent in the others? Not really. Okay. Well, I guess I don't know. I thought rebuses was a pretty good guess. This one, I swear, should be prints. This is the red prints. It's all red items. I'm just not really understanding this room. you know? These are 7 sins. And a shark fin in the top left. And a doorway on the right. Perfect. Perfect. No. The only reason I say perfect is because there's the 8 on its side. And they said that Irradians believed, the 8 like this to be perfect. Nope. Rebus's was not the answer, so back to the drawing board. Look at that, we're in the drawing room. Any dates to be gained here? Here, let's open this. Like, we can just sit here all day guessing at dates, excuse me. That's kind of cool. You step up on this. Huh. Is there any other kind of vertical walking up items in this game? I guess we've got slopes, staircases. This just felt strange. I can't even think of where to start with guessing. There's only 365 days in the year, though. So, you know, and we can cut some of the obvious ones out. Like, there's not going to be another March 3rd. There's not going to be another May 8th. There's not going to be another December 25th. Here, let's try 0101. Ah, that wasn't it. Okay, let's try 101. I'm just kidding. Something actually, room directory for this room. Or can I just go back through here? A social sitting room adorned wall to wall with artwork and drawings. An unfinished sketch of your uncle sits on an easel in the middle of the room, providing a vivid image of what were presumably his final days, depending on when the project was abandoned. Oh, I know his final date. Hold on. What was his final date? November 4th? 11:04? Okay, we're going to try 11:03. So the paper said that he died on Wednesday. I don't know what day the paper itself was, though. So we're going to go back in time. 11:01. All right, so then we're back to October 31st. October 30th. Okay. I think I'm not on the right track then. Are we back a full week yet? No. Okay, we can just do this for an hour or two. But I don't think I've got it. What about 11:05? That was the day the paper came out. No. What did it say? Depending on when the project was abandoned. Okay. That might give us a little bit of a hint on what we're looking for, though. I hadn't really considered that the idea that this painting was unfinished. That makes a lot of sense, though. So if he was being painted, that stand wasn't actually there. Also, this painting is a bit of a different perspective, because for the furnace or the fireplace behind him to line up that way, you'd have to be much closer and from the ground level. Yeah. Alright. Artist representation. Let's go through the breakfast nook. We'll go through here. What do we want? Orange, green, purple, red, or yellow. If we go through the showroom, we have 80 money. That's not a bad idea. Let's do that. We could buy something. Also, we need keys. So if we were to find a commissary, that wouldn't be so bad either. There's the showroom. I'm going to take that. It does cost 2 gems to enter here, though. The moon pendant, the ornate compass, the chronograph, and the silver spoon. We are... Well, for 80 money. I could take the chronograph, the silver spoon, and the moon pendant. I think I will. We have the blessing of the dancer, so we should be okay with rotating things using gems. It's not perfect, because we do need the gems for placing the rooms, of course. But it's always an option. The security, bunk room, and there's the code check with master key. I did really want to test this, so we're going to try it out. Also, we have no keys, so it's the perfect timing to get it. Okay, vault time. Can I unlock anything in here? You think I could unlock all of this? Oh. No, okay, that was just the letter, or the passport. I wonder about the locker room. Can I unlock the locker room using the master key? We can't use the lockpick kit, but it would absolutely make sense if we could use the master key there. Oh, maybe it wouldn't actually. No, the master key would be for the rooms actually. This doesn't make sense for me to try this out. Oh, I can close that? Do the numbers of the vaults matter? That one being 304. 149. 233, 304. Okay, I don't think we're able to do anything here. Nope, alright. It was worth a check, just in case. That didn't take too long. And we wanted the master key anyway. Wait a second, does the passageway pass power? I think it does. Also, there's a furnace. I'm going to put another passageway down. It's interesting that the passageway and the vestibule cost the same in gems. I guess because the vestibule can have rooms unlocked. So it is beneficial in that way. I'm going to put another passageway. And then, yeah, this passes power. We're going to go in the boiler room and push the power through here instead. Which requires me to rotate this. You know what's crazy is that the padlock downstairs and that whole rotating mechanism and everything, all of that was used to simply hide a single red letter. That's a lot of work. Oh no, of course, the sanctum's through there. What am I saying? Oh yeah, right, that kind of like the biggest discovery we've made so far. The sanctum is through there. Through the passageway we go. We're down to 40 steps. The attic, the laboratory, and the furnace. I did want to try this. We do have the furnace. We do have the attic. These are all very good options. Oof. I think I'm going to put the attic down because how often are we going to find an attic in a spot where we're happy to get a dead end? Not that often. Do we need the items though? I don't know. Battery pack? Sure. Okay, we like the gem. Oh, not many actual items here because we already have them. Look at that. A magnifying glass would be nice though. There's a compass. We could put the compass together with the battery in the workshop and get an electromagnet. I would love to do that. What about a magnifying glass? Okay. The passageway. Let's go through there. That side. I can use lockpick kit. I can use a regular key. Actually, I should hold on to the regular keys for trunks. A classroom with an apple in it. I think we'll take that. There we go. Oh wait, I have to eat the apple? Not enough to just walk through the room. We'll master key this. And a laboratory there. Oh my gosh. Haha. That's a little bit unlucky. Also, I should have put the classroom near one of the corners. That would be brilliant. If I put the laboratory down, I could rotate it even. We could rotate it so that then this passageway just needs to connect to it with something that has power. Same thing through the dark room. We could connect through there. What am I saying? We've got the master key. We don't need to connect to it. Yeah, the planetarium's fine. There we go. Because all we were hoping to do is unlock all the doors in the house, and yeah, with the master key, there's no need to do that. The clock tower. Oh, there's a laboratory. Well, okay, I guess we can test it at least. Better than putting the archives down at this point. All right, we'll put the laboratory. Sure. I'm just gonna go in here and go 3 and 9. Wait, what? Was it not 3? Is it a specific order? Oh my goodness, that's weird. It has to be a particular order. What is 9 on here? I can't see. And then HE at the end. Or no, sorry, that's a H, just simply H. What? So 9-3 is different from 3-9. Well, hold on, let's undo this then. If I do 8-4. No. What if I do 4-8? It goes to the same spot. Okay. Well, I don't know how this works. We'll just leave it at that. We've done the experiment, or it's on its... Oh, I can't get through there. Yes, I can. Thank you, keycard. 1 in 10 times, it works every time. This room has a keycard. The security is fine. The treasure trove is cool. We do need to move northward. Between security and the bedroom, though, I think I might just take the bedroom. Yeah, security's fine and all. Let's just put the bedroom down. Gain 2 more steps. I like the music here. This kind of music happening when you trigger that really, really, really makes me think of Outer Wilds. I love Outer Wilds. That is one of my favorite games. And this is very much like, it's not the same game, but it's very similar. It has a lot of similarities. It's a great game. We could go through the billiard room and then try and draft something that goes right, and then there, right, and then corner, or we could redraw and hope we get something going straight. I think we'll take the commissary here. Ah, it costs a gem though. Let's take the billiard room. The office. Ah, not quite when I wanted it. Oh no. That ruins things. The reason I was excited about the chronograph is because if we went into this corner and we got the office on the first thing and we have our 4 redraws, we could redraw to look for the patio, and if we didn't find it, we could then chronograph back to the office. So, unfortunately though, I don't get to demonstrate that because we drew the office here. That's really sad. I guess we'll put the clock tower to give us keys for tomorrow. And we'll run upstairs, see if there's anything there. Yeah, this puzzle is definitely... Oh, there goes the music. Alright, nothing there. This is a somewhat ashen-looking swan. Yeah, I wonder if one of the rooms just has a swan that looks like that, and I haven't noticed. It's very possible. Absolutely possible. So, I'll try and keep my eyes peeled for it. The whole 130, clock being stuck at 130, and this showing 130, and the clocks in room 46 showing 130. Clearly there's something going on with that as well. I don't know what it is. The vestibule, the kitchen, and the freezer. I don't think this is worth freezing. Is it? We could, I guess. It's either that or place a kitchen. Sure, let's place a freezer. There we go. And then if we get the furnace, then great. Oh, a key. Alright. Special key. Oh, not that one. Wait, what? Wait, what? We can put the garden on the west side? I thought it was an east side specific thing. Alright, now I know. Wow. Well, how about that? Here, let's open this side. That's crazy. That's actually really good. I kept thinking we had to go to the east side for the secret garden to open the west side of the amphitheater, or the antechamber. Why do I keep calling it an amphitheater? Huh. Oh, that was a fortunate misclick. We learned something. Kitchen, the storeroom, and the dormitory. Dormitory it is. We can't spend our money in the kitchen. Some drafting information, some ping pong. A treasure map. Look at that. Well, this looks like the spot. Time to start digging. Let's dig up the dormitory floorboards, even though we can't actually add anything to our money or our gems. Maybe I should have looked for a furnace before doing this. Maybe I shouldn't have bothered doing this whatsoever. It takes so long to dig. There you go. 25 coins and 3 gems. Amazing. Korarika. Cool. And then we can go up through here. Actually, instead of going up through here, let's go up through here. Because maybe we find the furnace. There you go. Okay, well, I just messed up. But well. We will unfreeze ourselves. Oh, can we unfreeze the freezer now? Your accounts have been thawed. That's cool. Hot. Okay, I'll take the key. While we're waiting for the key to cool down, we'll dig up the dirt pile. But now I wonder, because they said if it's near the freezer will thaw. Does it have to be directly adjacent, or is it diagonal okay? Let's keep looking around here first. The kitchen, the bunk room, and the kennel. I'll put the kennel down. We could double our money to 24. Wow. Oh yeah, and there's that cat thing. The walk-in closet. There's the workshop. So we'll take this just in case we can get a burning glass. Oh. Well, hello there. Thank you, magnifying glass. Also, this shows a C. Hold on. Hold the phone. Uh-oh. This means I must have gotten some letters wrong with the paintings. Hang on. I'll show you. Paintings. This is a C. Cont? Count. Must be a U over here. If we count small gates. That doesn't make sense either, though. Uh-oh. What have I done? We'll replace this with a C. Oh, sorry. You can't see what I'm looking at. We're in the workshop up here. So, we'd be looking at the freezer. We have more reasons to go to the freezer now. Okay, then. Well, I'm glad we found that. It's a good spot to have the workshop. And we can... the magnifying glass together with the metal detector. Burning glass. So we want to use this on the smokestack in the orchard. There you go. That's mine. And then also a battery pack and the compass, because that is my favorite item now. You walk into a room and it picks up all the keys and coins for you. Combos really well with the metal detector, but we destroyed our metal detector. We reused our metal detector, I should say. Moon Pendant might even move these things over until tomorrow. That would be great. Shovel doesn't combine with anything anymore. Okay, and that should be it. Yeah. Okay. I'm very glad we found the workroom here. That gave us some info. Let's have a look in the corner. Do we get the conservatory now? We can't access the top right. Yay, we got the conservatory. I could redraw a bunch of times. Actually, let's do that because we have the chronograph. Isn't that cool? That is so cool. There's the office. The treasure trove. No, we're gonna go back to the, I was just doing that for fun more, so conservatory is definitely what we want. So Nope, not the solarium. Conservatory. The electromagnet affects our drafts. Oh yeah, that's right. It's we're more likely to find the cog rooms, mechanical rooms. Nothing of interest. All right, so adjust the solarium. I think we've already done this before. The planetarium. Standard. That's good enough as standard. Chamber of mirrors. Yeah, we're making that common. Booyah! We can just completely fill our draft pool with crap. We'll be selective. When we take the Chamber of Mirrors, we'll be selective about what we're actually adding to the draft pool. That is fun. The solarium, you know what? When do we actually want the solarium? I don't think we ever do. Because we're making all the rare things that we want common and all the things we don't want rare. So the solarium is now rare. Confirmed. Planetarium, should I do the same thing with this? It's cool, but, you know, do I really need it? Oh, actually, no. Let's keep it standard because there's still the dead end. Oh, yeah, there's still the dead end thing. Okay, never mind. We'll keep the standard. Sure. Although if we get this in the dead end challenge, then we're still in trouble. Okay, but whatever. We'll do that. Open this door and electric eels aquarium. It's perfect. We'll put it down. I don't have any more gems, but we have access to the antechamber. Let's walk over there. Gotta grab my hat. There it is. Can we use this in the workshop? Just kidding. So, what do we have? The first key found here on the furthest rank. We got that. Second loctite in the vault of the bank. We do not have that. So that's the one I'm still... Wait, did we get that? No. No, I don't think we did. I think we're still waiting on that one. Which is why I want to open more vaults stuff. The third is high up among all the clocks. I definitely have not solved that one. The fourth down below beneath all the docks. We definitely did get that one. Fifth is held by the king on his throne. We do not have that. So is that in the drawing room safe then? The sixth in the station, we got that. Seventh is major, we got that. Last key's waiting behind the door of 8, we did get that. Are we missing 3 doors or are we missing 2? Second loctite in the vault of bank. I don't know. I wonder. These clocks here show 1:30, just like the clock tower. This clock shows 3:35. Oh, that's the current time. Shows the right time. That tree's glitching out a little bit. I have the burning glass, but it won't let me light the fireplace. I feel there's something to do with the busts. We're missing one of our mom here. So maybe we need to return our mom's bust here and then it will show us a safe. Because they did say there was a safe on rank 10. I don't remember where they said that, but it was somewhere. There was also something about the safe being hidden, but that's definitely not in this room. That must have been for the drawing room. We saw in the drafting room. The drafting room indicates that there's a safe. Shows like the blueprints for a floor plan. Bunk room would double our money, I think. Yeah, that's better than the other options. Oh, electromagnet. Also, it didn't double our money. Oh, the electric eel aquarium itself counts as a shop. Oopsie. That's okay. I'm not too distraught about missing 15 gold tomorrow. Yeah, I still want to get the furnace next to this so that we can de-thaw it. Or thaw it. De-thawing would be to freeze it. Oh my gosh, there's still an upgrade disc here. I keep forgetting to go to a computer with it. Alright, let's go to a computer. Right now. Well, I'm very confused about the lettering there. But, I mean, I think we've got the gist of the messages. We need dates. We're working through that already. The billiard room. Whoa. Let's upgrade the billiard room. Speakeasy. Basic edition? Oh, it just makes it easier? If you call... I'm kind of enjoying the changes. It's pretty cool. If you call it a day in break room, tomorrow you will begin the day with a staff keycard. What? What? That's amazing. I think we'll be taking that one. Adds the Great Hall, foyer, and secret passage to today's draft pool. The pool hall. Nah. Nah, we're taking the break room. Starting the day with a key card is such a big deal. That is so good. Okay, what that really excites me for is there's a trophy to reach room 46 in less than an hour. And I was thinking about that, and I was like, well, the foundation puts us like halfway up the house. So if we had the foundation, like if we had a key card for the foundation at the start of the day, we could just run through there. That would be fast. And yeah, apparently we now have the possibility to start the day with a key card kind of reliably. That's so good. All right, let's turn on these smog things. And oh, I can't light it. Oh, there's one here. Light it. Light it, please light it. Looks like there's little controls down at the bottom. It's already going though. Ah. I thought that was going to be it. Man. His book, April 10th, 1992, by the way. The smudge pots found among the apple trees here in the orchard are a critical necessity thanks to the cold temperatures and high altitude of the estate. These gas-burning stack heaters prevent frost and should be kept on during the winter months to ensure a daily yield of apples. They're not in use. The orchard's gas line should be turned off to conserve resources for the estate's other gas-powered machinery and appliances. I wonder what this is about. Was there any puzzle related to this? Because I thought this was telling us we needed to do something with the statue of Rena, or the painting of Rena, in order to get into the cloister, but it wasn't. I guess it's just info. Only draftable on the perimeter of the house, along the east and west wings, terrace, patio, veranda, morning room, greenhouse, and secret garden. Yeah. Huh. Okay, well, nothing about turning a sundial. You know what's interesting is actually this little thing is what they place the gems on. Wonder why it's here in this room. Was there a gem on the ground when I came here the first time? That could be. Dude, this sundial though. Turn the heated base, or turn heated sundial base or something like that. It's like, oh crap. What the heck was that? Am I turning it? It's not turning. Okay. Wait, okay, what's going on? Okay, so I'm turning it. This is great. This is progress. What am I turning it to? Face the same way as the sundial? We already have. Oh, hold on. Something changed. Oh, shoot. Oh my gosh. This is kind of the silliest thing I've ever heard of. This is, okay, just to quickly make a complaint. This game has had some awesome puzzles. There have been things that I didn't think of, but that doesn't make them bad puzzles, right? Like, I spent a long time trying to figure out what was going on with all the signs and the new clue. That was my fault for not noticing the map. But is this really what people think of when they get the clue, turn the heated sundial base? They think walk up to it with a lamp burner and make a little black mark on it? What the? How is this not part of the solution? These things are specifically referred to as warming. Wait a second, if I turn these off, does it not work anymore? Is it that I need to have these on and I need to have the lamp burner? If so, that's still stupid, but No, this thing still turns. Why was this not part of the solution? That's so stupid. That is so dumb. Sorry. It's like the pieces are all here. Your red herring was a better solution than the actual solution. Ah, man. No, but now what? So I'm supposed to turn this thing, and then does it give me a direction? If I line these up with the sundial? I'm turning it. Can I turn the top? I'm confused. Our clue was just to turn the sundial base, right? We didn't have anything else on there that I missed. New clue, just looking around. Chess pieces and new clue. Major, dead end, major key, suspect is minor and major. Signs, corner cases. Yeah, so turn heated sundial base. Alright, hold on. Let's go have a look at the pictures. Maybe there's more to the picture that I didn't think of or didn't notice. Clue. This is... I'm looking through stuff. The suspect is a key. Still not sure what that means, actually. The suspect is a dot key. So I guess there's more in here that I haven't figured out. Red, green, violet, blue. I just thought of something. This book, not related to our current puzzle, predicament, whatever you want to call it, but this book is what got me on track for Bo Lee. That's the only time I've seen that name, Bo Lee. And when we put that name into the admin terminal, it gave us access to a bunch of things saying, like it was hidden correspondence about how they were going to marry Marigold. But this book that put me onto that was written by Mary Marigold. So she had time. How did she figure this out? Basically is what I'm getting at. If she was in hiding at that time, which she was, what they tried to offer, she got away with it, or she got away from them or something like that, and then she found their deleted correspondence and decided to make it into a puzzle. I don't know, that's a little bit weird. It's a little bit weird. Again, game logic, I guess, but that one seems a little strange. Dead end, major key, see all the signs. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Sorry, I'm an idiot. This thing literally says Metro. I have gone past this picture so many times. I didn't even realize when I found the Metro picture, I didn't even realize I'd seen it here in this book. The book tells us to look at the Metro. Oh, I'm such an idiot. Oh. You don't know how much time I spent. Oh my goodness, I'm so dumb. This book has literally all the information in it. I even used a magnifying glass on it. I took a screenshot. I was like, this might be important. And then I completely forgot and overlooked it. Like I've scrolled through these pictures so many times and I always ignore this. Holy cow. That's so funny. That is so funny. It's like looking back at some, I don't know, some project that you submitted a few years ago and then thinking, what the heck was I doing with this project? You know, like, the teachers must have thought I was the dumbest person alive. Well, here we go. We have video recorded proof that I am the dumbest person alive. It says Metro right there. Anyways, now I'm stuck on a different problem though. Is how do I get something to happen with these heated bases? Is there any indication on the ground? I don't see anything there. Anything on the pillar? Turn heated sundial base. Am I supposed to be able to turn the outer one? Can I do anything with these? No, let's turn this back on. Okay, not much is happening. Now they really like the number 8, and there are 8 individual segments, I guess, if you want to call it that. Is that related? I'm not trying to line these up, but then this one is split in half. I'm confused. Now what? Oh, it's a clock. It's a clock. Hold on. 1:30. Let's go for 1:30. If this is pointing at 12. Ah, hang on. So the hour hand. No, because there's only 8. It's not 12. Okay, that's about 1 o'clock there, and we'll turn this one to 30. No, it doesn't work. Kind of. It's kind of 1:30. Oh, hold on, that one's broken too. Oh, hold on. Sorry, I see it. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. We got ourselves... Is this a different spot to put the microchips, or is this the microchips? Hello? Okay, hold on. I'll be right back. Let's go to the grotto. So I was wondering why we could remove that microchip from the grotto. I guess this is why. But also I thought we were going to be getting a microchip out of this. By the way, earlier I was saying that we'd solved the new clue and hadn't got any microchips. We hadn't solved the new clue. We still had to do the sundial thing. Alright, we grabbed this one. Let's run all the way back. But if we don't have all 3 right now, then what are we even doing here? Maybe we put this one in and then it says here are where the other 2 are. Maybe it gives us a projection of some kind. Okay, insert microchip. Alright, I'm not seeing what the point of this is. Is there one in the shed? I am so confused. What was the point of all this? The guy left a note saying that if you're looking for the microchips, check a new clue. We checked a new clue and it led us to this. But now what? Okay, let's look for that letter. Hold on, hold the phone. I am very confused. Randolph. Also, how did Randolph figure all this out? Alright, we found... Here's the stuff about people. Okay, you've certainly been keeping yourself busy. As I've spent the last few days racking my brain trying to come up with new clues for you, I'm reminded of your mother's aptly named book, A New Clue, and how fiendishly she hid the clues for her readers within its pages. Don't worry, I won't be hiding my clues for you in imagery or requiring you to comb the text with a magnifying glass. The truth is, I'm not nearly as clever or creative as she was. The best I could muster trying to be cryptic and mysterious would be break the bricks in the weight room with something that has a handle and is very heavy. Why haven't I done that yet? I am afraid that in spite... Is that where we find microchips? Hang on, he said something else about a new clue, though. Okay, admin key. Oh my goodness. You have to find a new clue or two to find the others. Picture of a sledgehammer. Oh my goodness, am I that... Ugh, not that we've had a chance yet, because I was planning to break down that wall at some point. But like, is that the answer? Is that the microchips are in the greenhouse and the weight room because I haven't broken those walls down yet? If that actually is it, then I'm very sorry for not having gotten that done yet. We don't have a sledgehammer, do we? Okay, that will be the goal for tomorrow. I'm going to leave this here and see what happens. I'm curious whether it goes back to... curious whether it goes back to the grotto or if it stays out here. I expect it'll stay out here. Oh boy. Well, let's run to the planetarium and call it a day there. I feel really stupid right now. I think this game... That's what the whole puzzle thing amounts to. Is it makes you feel really smart along the way, and then you look back at the things you haven't done or the things you didn't notice. It makes you feel kind of dumb. It's good though. I'm enjoying it, and it's humbling. Well, we got our allowance raised quite a bit today with all those apples, so that's not too bad. It'll help us pay for more tomorrow, along with the 15 coins that we've frozen for today. Our allowance is now at 71. Wow. And we have a moon pendant as well, so we'll carry 2 items over. And if we take a break in the billiards room from now on, we will have a key card the following day. I'm so happy that we got that. That is a great upgrade.